down in the den. So go tell a friend. The best podcast on earth's about to begin. We got jokes and news and movie reviews. After Dark NC-17 with the crew. Interviews with the best artists around. So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Welcome back, everyone. We are here for the brand new season 4, Quattro of Down in the Den. Happy New Year to everybody, all the friends of the Den at home and the Den mates. We appreciate your continued support. 4 years going strong, and we couldn't start the new year off any better with our first guest of the year, our first guest of 2024. She is the goddess of the ocean. She is a phenomenal talent, singer, songwriter extraordinaire, and she is back to talk about her brand new project that I, perk of the gig, got to check out early, and I loved it. The amazing, the incomparable Taija Kerr. Taija, welcome back to the Den. How are you doing?
It's Taija, guys. Just to let you, T to the A to the IJA if you ever forget. But yes, Taija, nice
Absolutely.
very nice to be back.
Yes, I'm a country boy, so we're gonna stretch those A's and I's. That's how we do it in the South. But it's been a while since we last spoke. But of course, with all of the Den mates, we keep an eye on their projects. You had a very busy year, dropped several singles, several music videos. I'm proud of you. How was 22? You're more than welcome. Dropped the dope EDM remix to one of my favorite songs, Shine Your Rice. You had a busy 2023 and of course a busier 2024 before you. But how was last year treating you?
Life is treating me how it's treating everyone else. You find the perks and you find the beauties within this jungle. Honestly, I can very much say I've been blessed to have people surrounding me who are putting me in the trajectory and placing me in places that I never have seen before. And this, 2 years of music has been a journey, but people are starting to learn me up. So I'm very thankful for that.
Well, the hard work pays off. You've definitely been working hard. You've been doing your thing. As I mentioned, I've been keeping my eye out on the projects, loving the music, loving everything that you've been doing. And we've got a new project coming up first quarter of 2024. Surrender. Is it first quarter? Am I right? Or is it or am I pushing the date up?
No, it's next month actually.
Okay, perfect.
Very excited about that. Very excited. This is a new chapter in my life where I feel like I've not only been able to voice myself freely within, a regular day to day, but in my music, it's starting to come out, this voice of mine and this confident yet vulnerable yet I don't care, this is just who I am. It's very refreshing to me in this moment of my life. I still feel like I'm in the process of surrender, actually, as we speak about it right now.
And that brings me right to my first question. I'm a big believer in titles and names. I always put some hidden acronyms in our stuff. And surrender, that's a very powerful word, ironically. When you're surrendering to something, to give yourself to something is a very powerful word. Was there a meaning behind that title with bringing out this project to the masses?
Not a meaning per se. It's just a word that just kept coming up in my life. Like within the time that I had been writing this project, there were a few obstacles that I had to overcome, and the only way to overcome them were to surrender to them rather than trying to fix the issue or see it in a different perspective. Just being there and present to the actual reality of what's happening. And I feel like that's something that we all have had to relate to is, life has been changing around the life that we already have created within our own lives, and having to let things go the way that they're going and not place ourselves in even more um, harm or torturous situations. So I find that within this journey, the more I try to force life to go in the trajectory that I wanted it to go in, the more chaotic it seemed to get. So, as I said, I'm still in that process of learning what this word surrender means to me right now.
Absolutely. Let go and let God, as my grandma always used to tell me. Boy, you can't control everything. And if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan. So
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
I love my old folks. Well, I am old folks now, but I love my
Okay.
older people. They always give the best advice. Now, in this project, once again, thank you for the blessing and the opportunity to check it out before it drops. As I mentioned, one of the perks of the gig, and I really, really dig this project. How long have you been molding it since your last EP? And walk us through a little bit of the creative process. I know you had a lot more of you involved in this project versus the last full length. So, tell us a little bit about the process of molding this album.
I actually look forward to hearing what you mean by that last statement that you made, you know, in a minute. But making music, life creates my music, right? And I feel like that's what creates music in general.
Absolutely.
But the change that happens in life creates the storytelling of the music. And I feel like my music in particular, I love to tell a story, or I love to um, go into detail of how I feel in the moment of writing the music. And the project came about by just living my life. Seven wasn't a stopping point. Seven was just a point of, I feel like there was no stopping. It just continued. It just continued into the evolution. And within that, me becoming friendly with journaling and writing music and feeling more comfortable, um, there was only a matter of time that there was going to be another project. As for Love came within the surrender as well. I just feel like at this moment, there's a story that I'm telling that I can put together. I'm not like in the middle of a story
Right.
when it comes to the time of releasing. To me, I constructed surrender in a timeline of me coming to something, or coming to realization that I am in a place where things are uncomfortable, then questioning why they're like that, then being okay with the way that they are. It's a journey that we're going
Yeah.
through within the album, rather than just putting a specific time out. I don't know if that
No,
if we
I
got that,
think
but yeah.
I think it answered. And all true creatives. I'm old school, where artists put out an album once every 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Mhm.
Someone like Sade, 10 years. Who knows? And
Mhm.
now the music industry is very turn based. Single, 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 single,
Right.
single, single,
Right.
single. So it's rare to see cohesive projects, and I love it because it's a throwback. And I took notes when I was listening to it, and an element that I noticed was you were actually spitting on a couple of the tracks, like actually like rapping, uh,
Mm.
which I was like, oh snap, this is something new, something fresh, something unique. Was that scary, or was that something that you were just like, you know what, this is what the song calls for, this is what the inspiration is drawing? Like, how did that come about?
I personally don't look at my music like, oh, I'm gonna rap in this song, or oh, I'm gonna do a little sweet on D. What is this called? A bop. There's a
Yeah,
swing, a little scat. You know what I'm
there you
saying? It
go.
just happens. It just happens. I feel like we as people try to box ourselves in so much to be understood, and making my music is the place where I don't have to do that. I'm just getting it out. Positive, the positive side of my mind, the negative side of my mind, the shadow voice side of my mind, it's all just coming out. And I prefer it to be out than to be hoarded in here or in here
That part.
or in my root chakra or wherever else. You know, people get sick like that. And just not for me.
No,
I'm thankful that I found an outlet that people happen to relate to and allows them to express their um, feelings and emotions through some of the things that I'm going through. Because it seems like one of the biggest things and actual um, things that I've been working through in my life is trying to feel relatable, and
mm,
like people can understand me. And though I may not feel that on the consistent basis here on my regular life, knowing that people listen to and relate to my music is substantially satisfying to that baby Tasia that always just wanted to feel like someone heard me or felt the way that I feel and can relate to that.
man, that's lovely. Now, I want to double back. I want to unpack that because everybody's we're all riding our own
Everybody's
horse. Everybody. We're all riding our own horse. We're all on our own journey. But the human experience definitely has some consistencies across male, female, gender, religion, whatever. There's always moments where we feel, okay, I'm not being heard. And that's also very hurtful when you have a voice out there. So, how powerful has this been? This is, if I'm not mistaken, this will be your second full length plus an EP plus
mm-hmm.
features, things of that nature. And as you mentioned, it's a journey, growing, you're growing. But how important has that outlet been to just really let you express who you are? Because you mentioned not feeling that you can be related, but through the music, it makes you feel more relatable. Has that journey been somewhat difficult for you? Just the relatability to just the rest of the masses, because I feel creatives, we're on a different wavelength than your average Joe that can sit down and be like, you know what, I'm going to do this 9 to 5. Not that there's anything wrong with that. God knows it's
I
probably
do that too.
less of
I
a
do that
struggle.
too.
Yeah, we all do that, but having that creative outlet, I feel it's different. To me, like I said, to create is to live. I can't have a kid, but what I can do is create a project that's as close as I can of bringing something to this universe. So how's that been
Bless
for
you.
you?
Can you specify the question in particular?
Yeah, just getting your voice heard, really, if I can narrow it
Mm-hmm.
down, like getting your voice heard and actually feeling relatable. The relatability portion is what I'm concerned. Has that been a difficult process outside of music being relatable?
It's funny to say that when I'm writing my music, I'm not looking to be relatable. It just is what is. I'm just looking to get it out. Um and putting out the music, it wasn't from the beginning was never intended for people to relate to me or for people to like it or for people to anything. It was a continuum or the stamp of completion to actually put the music out. It wasn't until I started to receive the, oh my God, Tasia, you said this one thing and it changed my life, that I
Mm,
even understood that that's what I was doing. It's more satisfying to once again my child self, because I'm in a process in my life where I love who I am, exactly who I am. I love what I say, even if it doesn't seem like the right thing to say. I love how I look, even if it's not what the masses love. And that is, I feel, a part of my purpose here is to just do that, just do the me that I feel is the right me to do.
I love that. I love that. That's a sound bite right there. So cheers to that. I'm just drinking water, trying to start off the new year to right, but just drinking a
Good,
little bit of
good,
water.
good.
Exactly. So what had obviously, before you put a project out, you go to trusted people, their ears. What has been the feedback for this project, and what have you learned from the last one to this one in those last 2.5 years since the last one came out? What has been the feedback from the first project, and how did you mold that? Did you take any of that feedback in, or do you say thank you for the feedback, but I got to do me?
This journey has been a very spiritual journey, and I'm bringing that up to say I don't let people listen to my projects. I haven't. It hasn't been up for review. You've got to listen to it, so shout out to you. But for obvious reasons, I'm comfortable here. We've had interviews before, and I felt like it was necessary for you to understand, because I know that you listen to my music. I felt it was
I do.
necessary for you to understand, in your own perspective, before it came out to everyone else, before you started to get everyone else's opinion of it. Um, I thought it was important for you to understand the album in your own perspective, so that we could have this conversation. But I do a lot of inner, um, thinking is the word that I want to say, but it's not the right word, but evaluating.
Okay.
I do a lot of inner evaluating on my own, and I'm just tremendously proud of the way that I vocalize myself, opposed to how I did in Seven. And I'm hearing just how small my voice was in Seven and how big it is in Surrender. Not saying that either or is better than the other, but now I have the excuse me, capability of hearing myself in different times in my life. And I'm just thankful that this is what I get to do. It gets to be me.
We are grateful that you get to share it and that we get to listen because it's really good. I have a thing about the Den. I want artists that are authentic, true to themselves, and love what they do. And because there's a lot of people that you will interview and they're like, "Oh man, it's just another hustle, man. This I'm just," and it's nothing wrong with that, but I feel
Yeah.
that saturates the market when people say, "Oh, the love's not in the music like it used to be." Yeah, because it's a business for a lot of people instead of
Right.
either being therapeutic or being used to heal or being used to share their story. It's just the money.
See, and it's not to say that, excuse me for
Oh,
interrupting
no,
you,
no,
but
no.
it's not to say that I don't see that my music capabilities, performance abilities are profitable, because I do, but I have to view it that way because of the circumstances that we are in. Like, I can't just sing my song and eat and have a roof over my head. There
Right.
has to be some sort of lucrative, money coming from it. So it's tough. It's tough trying to sell yourself just enough without, compromising your morals.
Mm,
It's hard being a woman in this industry, and I understand because I've had many people send many different, um, agreements. You're trying to sign me in different ways, in different manners, but when it comes down to it, what am I willing to sacrifice? And it's not my integrity. It's not my voice. It's not who I am. You know?
no, I absolutely know it. It's a entertainment is rough, man. It's a tough industry. Hollywood, the music industry, we hear the horror stories every single day, and it takes a strong team and a strong person, especially someone that has something that is profitable. You have a marketable sound, you make amazing music, you have everything that a record label obviously wants or wants to push, but we also know that the underbelly of the industry can be scary. So I'm so proud that you've been able to, stand your ground, stand 10 toes down, do your
Yes.
your goddess vibe like you're supposed to. So we appreciate that. We
Shout out to
absolutely
my parents.
shout out. Post moms of
Shout out
pop.
to everybody who raised me growing up, cause child
Hey,
couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
never could have
Well,
made it.
blessed that I'm not in a situation that I've, you know, accumulated to where people can manipulate me. Blessed that I am having the ability to think, speak, stand up for myself. You know, there's not a lot of people in this industry. The glitz and glam is, they're more attracted to that than the soul's
Right.
purpose. And I just pray that I continue to have people surrounding me who keep my mind focused on that.
Preach. That's a word. And the team is strong. I advise all new artists, make sure you have that team. You know, it could be one person, it could be five people, whatever, but that
Mm-hmm.
have your true interests and heart and remember you before the glitz and glamour come at your table because it will come. But then
Mm-hmm.
you'll have to make that choice for yourself. So who did you mention on this project how small your voice was very interesting. That's something I didn't put in my notes because I don't feel like you have a small voice at all. And how big it felt on this project. Was that
Mm-hmm.
something that who came about just from seasoning and experience, or is it the team that you work with on this particular project? Who did you work with on this project? Anybody you want to give a shout out that helped you really, because it's a vibe for sure. Who
Mm-hmm.
helped kind of mold this vibe?
Y'all know my A1 since day one is always on the production side. I completely trust his vision and his ideas for me. He noted, and I didn't even peep that I selected many instrumentals that had instrumentation this time. The last time I had more of like a hip hop
808.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
And this time it's a lot more of instrumentation. You can hear it live. And life, just life has put me in situations where I've been able to work with live bands and feel music in different perspectives, not even just like inner ingesting it through my hearing, but being there inside of what music looks like, how you create it, what it feels like to just have people sitting there with their instruments and their passions and creating something at the drop of a dime. I hadn't experienced these things before, so I think just naturally I just became more attracted to just instrumentation. But I've always been a very jazzy kind
Mhm.
of sounds. Uh, um, I've always liked rhythmic music just in general, but this is the time where I'm able to experience live music.
It's something about it, and I made that in my notes. I put strings. I was just picking because I was hearing so much live instrumentation, and for
Mm-hmm.
me, who grew up on music from the 70s, even though I wasn't born in the 70s, but it was music from the 70s that my
Mm-hmm.
dad put me on to. And all that was, you would hear a 9-minute song with a 3-minute breakdown of instrumentation. And it was just
Right.
a different type of vibe. And I research healing frequencies. We had artists that do, sound healing music and things of that nature, and it's a real thing. So, blessings
Mm-hmm.
for opening up those
Yes.
frequencies. It's definitely light. And my notes, I put light music. It gives me lights inside. It gives me the warms and fuzzies, if you will.
Right. I want to give a shout out to Ace Man and Jesus Christ. On my noggin, there's a lot of y'all, but I just can't think of them at this moment. But if you are a part of Surrender, I thank you. I thank you. You were talking about frequencies. And
Hmm.
this is something that I didn't even think about, but like I started to realize after doing my own research that a lot of my music stimulates plenty of the chakras.
Hmm.
And everyone is not interested, but some people are interested in chakra healing. And I would love to categorize my music to where I can put it out to, actually be more intentional in healing, like the making the music is healing for me. And when I get a response, hey, this is healing for me as well. And then to do the science behind the music vibration and all of those things and realizing that you're actually healing, that's major to me. I feel fulfilled when doing such. So hopefully I can come out with a project that is particular to sound healing. Shout out to Janae. Shout out to Erica Badu. They have been doing these things for years, and I aspire to do something in that of that magnitude.
Absolutely. Shout out to those two queens, Miss Baidu, Miss Aiko. You're absolutely right. I'm so glad. Some artists know, some don't. But it's a real science, as you mentioned, behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna make this a Mr. Wizard class for for the viewers at home, but please do your Googles, check it out. The music you listen to is very important, not to just your mental health, but physically to your body. So,
Mm-hmm.
I always say diet is not just what you put in your mouth, it's everything you consume visually, orally, anything that you hear is all a part of your diet. So it's very important to have
Absolutely.
that high frequency impact for your own well being. Sometimes, and that's why when you want to feel sad, there's a certain song you can put on that invokes that emotion. When you want to feel happy, you want to dance. If you put Michael Jackson on, I'm gonna dance. Period. Doesn't
Exactly.
matter where I'm at. It could be a funeral. I'm gonna be like, scoot him over a little bit. Let me get my thing on. It's just the thing. So music is so important to us. It's not just a business. It's literally life. So I appreciate you for being cognizant of that and doing your research on that. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So what can we expect for this rollout on this project? I know you have some plans. I'm a journalist by nature, so I got to get a little scoop for my people. What can we expect on this rollout for this project?
We definitely have a few videos, a few singles coming out with before the end of this month. Kind of excited. We're gonna get started. Um, I'm kind of just parlaying and allowing God to do what is necessary and doing what I can rather than stressing over everything. As y'all know, I'm a one man band when it comes to promoting and branding and all of these things. I feel very confident that I will be placed exactly where I'm supposed to be placed. And I'm thankful that I have people like you and Resource um, that help push and actually promote and believe in me. But yes, y'all be on the lookout for um, the music videos, the singles. I have a few shows lined up already with my band this year. Yes, I have a band.
I
Yay! This
saw
is
you
so new,
recruiting
but
for
I'm
the
so
band.
thankful.
I'm so excited
I'm
that that
so
came together.
thankful.
I was gonna put my addition from the drums, but I was just I
You
didn't
way
think I
over there. Next time when you come
could.
back
Next
home.
time I got you.
But yes, absolutely. I would
I,
like to hear your thoughts of um not in comparison because they're both my babies, so don't like go too hard, but um
sure.
the
So I
evolution
never
of Seven and Surrender.
absolutely I never compared contrast music because they're statements of that particular time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I always look at it individually. And so looking at this project individually, I put a note. I loved all of the songs, but there were three that really just stood out to me and
Shoot.
hit home that I was like, okay, these three, I loved all of them. And I don't cap as the kids say. I don't cap. I love all of them. I keep it completely honest. But it was three that I just felt the energy on it was perfect for my spirit. So
Okay.
action, as I mentioned,
Actions.
where you were spitting a little bit, and it took me off guard because you're very lyrical. For those who
Mm-hmm.
haven't listened to Tasia's music, she's very lyrical, which I appreciate because sometimes I call it the TikTok microwave generation. Uh, they just want a hook, maybe a
Mm-hmm.
bridge, and a melody. It doesn't matter what's said in between. I can tell you take very deep concern and care lyrically in what you put in your music. So in my notes, I put lyrically spot on everything. Beats, of course, were great. I was shocked at how much instrumentation I liked. So I felt like if someone loved the first project, you still have some with some 808s, but I think this is going to be a different side of you that they're going to
Mm-hmm.
really. I didn't put evolution but I just put different side because I
Mm,
don't.
mm, mm,
I,
mm, mm.
you say evolution.
No, 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 no. I can see that perspective as well.
Okay.
And I feel like in different sentences, both words are right. You know.
Facts, facts, facts. Very true. Love songs was another one on that
I
that
love that song. I've been fighting for that song too, and
I absolutely, it shouldn't be a fight. That's immediately a hit. No need to fight for that. That the first thing I put on that. Um, I put a little star asterisk at lead single question mark.
mm,
That's how good it was, and we all know, that first impression is key. That's how good it was. I really really love that tune. It put me in a great place. I love the just to position the country boy coming out between the lyric and the sound, because the sound is so very, but the lyric has a tinge of sadness in it, and I love that. And then Collide was another one for me, and I put on that Fenty Draws. I don't know what that means, but it made me want to order
good
some Fenty for
job.
men.
Good
I was like,
job. Good,
that
great job.
that's the vibe
Well,
that it gave me.
I'm
So
loving that.
those three for me were just my favorite tunes on the whole album. And but like I said, I loved overall. It's very rare. I love it. It was 8 tracks, and so you didn't hit us with the nothing wrong. He's from my state, Chris Brown, but you didn't hit us with one of those 37 song
Oh
Chris
yeah,
Brown
I
albums
can't do that.
where you're like, I can't digest all of this.
I can't do that.
And it was the perfect size, the perfect length, the perfect vibe, the perfect pick. It reminded me, and then in my notes I put fresh fruit. It nourished me. It reminded me of like when your mom put some fresh plums out and it's in season, and you're like, damn, this is all I need in life. That's what it gave me. So
Oh, that is
uh,
so kind.
under the weird workings of my mind, I don't really talk in sentences. I talk in phrases and symbols, but that's what it gave to me. So it was, if I had to put a final word, nourishing. It was a nourishing project from
That's
track to track, and
beautiful.
I love that, and I appreciate that. So it
Thank
was super
you.
dope. It was super dope.
That's crazy. You were nourished and fruitful and fresh citrusy. And I was going through the darkest shit I ever been through. No, going
But
through some of the hardest times in my heart. Like, but that's how it goes. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a
mm,
bite of fresh fruit to hear that people actually have emotions and people actually sit with them and feel things. And it's not just about covering our emotions or covering that we feel like this or the lack thereof or trying to just be. I feel like a lot of us are just acting. We're
yes,
just acting like we are okay, like we want to do some of the things that we're doing. We're acting like everything's fine, but in reality there's a heart in there that needs something more. And I'm asking people to surrender to what you feel, surrender to um the movement in your life that is just naturally trying to happen for you, that you're trying to resist.
couldn't have said it better myself. And you're absolutely right. We are in the generation, I call it the city boy, city girl generation, where
Mm,
everybody's hardcore. I don't feel nothing. I've been with you for 10 years. It don't matter. I'll move on to the next thing because I'm a player.
yeah.
And that's not what we are, especially when I say we, people of color. We are an emotional people. We are people that are connected to the earth. We're connected to the universe in more ways. So it's not natural for us to be cold. It's not natural for us not to feel. So to be able to feel just in general is impressive. To be able to feel, put that on wax and put that out into the world is
For
something different.
judgment is
For
crazy.
judgment, right? And then somebody's
I'm
going to
a
be like,
lunatic.
you alluded to that. Yeah, that it's a tough field. I could
It's an
totally
outer
under.
body thing. You
Yeah,
have to come out of yourself and out of your ego and out of your comfort zone and out of literally your body to be crazy enough to say, I'm going to place my actual emotions for everyone to judge me out. out there.
Yeah, no,
And
you have to experience ego death. I tell the first step to long-term success is ego death. When you realize that, you are here for a reason and that reason may not be to serve you.
mm,
It may be to serve others, and that's okay. So you have to experience that ego death. And creatives, we're servers. That's all we do. Some people serve you, your Waffle House pancakes or Waffle House waffles. Do they serve
mm-hmm.
pancakes or waffles? No. That wouldn't make any sense.
Don't eat Waffle House.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. I'm pretty sure there's some thumbnails, and I'm not talking
Don't
about
say that. Shout
YouTube.
out to Waffle House.
Shout
No
out the Waffle
disrespect. No
House.
disrespect.
No
But
disrespect, and those guys know how to
mm-hmm.
fight, so I definitely don't want any
Oh.
smoke with Waffle House. But sounds like I won't smoke with Waffle House. I don't. But no, you're still serving something, and serving that
Mm-hmm.
life experience, serving that emotion is key. So we appreciate your service.
Thank
Just like
you.
you've been in the military, we appreciate your service.
Shout out to my dad and my
Absolutely.
mom.
Shout out to the folks. Shout
Shout.
out, Mama, Dada. We appreciate it. So Tasia said it right that time.
There we
Uh,
go.
this has been an absolute pleasure as always. Please don't ever stop connecting with you. We are going to be supporting from up close and afar. I can't wait till the project comes out. We should think about a listening party, and if you need a host, I'm available for free 99. Just let just
Where
let
you
me
at?
know.
You're not in LA, right?
I'm not in LA, but I'm always in LA and Las Vegas. I
Okay.
got I got family out
Okay.
there, so it ain't a
I am
word.
having a listening party. We'll
Okay.
connect.
Send me the stuff. It's nothing.
Okay.
Breeze flies there. The flights are cheap. I'll be there in a heartbeat. But we appreciate you coming in. First guest of 2024. We've got so much great content coming for you on season 4. I never thought I would have made it this far, but here we are. And
Yes. And
it's
shout out and
because
congratulations to
thank
you.
you, thank
I've
you,
been seeing your growth as well, and
thank
it's
you.
always a blessing when we
Thank you.
connect. So I
Yes,
thank you so
yes,
much.
and yes, indeed, the goddess of the ocean. Tasia, thank you so much. I can't wait. Do we have an exact release date? I want to give the people. If we have an exact release date, I love to give them a nod out. I'll put it on before we
We
post.
do. It's going to be February 24th, 2024.
22424. I'm not a numerologist, but I feel like there's something special with that. So February 2024, February 24,
24th, 2024.
2024. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Whew, my lip almost fell off. I cannot wait. I want you guys to wherever you're streaming, Tidal, Spotify, Apple. I'm sure I'm missing something. All three.
YouTube, all of them, everywhere.
YouTube. Please make sure to get off your hind pot, put the music on, vibe to it however you like to consume. I like to consume my music in the dark with my spotlights on, maybe a little bit of herbal essence, if you will. That's how I like to
Mm,
consume my music. However, you guys like to consume it, please do. It's a phenomenal project. I
thank
give it
you.
the salute. It is
Thank
amazing,
you.
and I can't wait for you to share more of yourself and share more of your evolution and growth. We appreciate it. It's beautiful to see. I can't wait. I wish you nothing but blessings and
Thank you
success
so
in this
much.
in this 24. It's a Kobe year, baby. So we're gonna make it happen. It's a
Okay.
mentality. We doing it for Cobes all
Doing
year.
it for Kobe.
Absolutely. And guys, I know you've been at home like, where did he get this lovely ass hat with the
I was just thinking that.
DITV logo? Absolutely. Well, you guys can get it for yourself. We've got merch because guess what? We're expanding, we're growing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. So you guys can get one of these cool hats on the link. I'll put the link right there. Put
Beautiful.
that link, get you some merch. We got hats, we got baby things for babies. We've got shower curtains. We've got everything. Draws, flip flops. We've got it
Oh,
all. So get your DITD merch right now and show your love. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, please check out the Queen on her Instagram right there. Boom.
yes.
You can check her out on Instagram. You can see what's going on. I would say probably the quickest and easiest way to find out what's going on,
Hmm.
right?
You guys can find my music wherever you stream music. Regardless if you decide to listen to me or not, I do send you peace and love this year. I hope that everyone finds more healing in the process
Mm.
of 2024 because, child, it's been a hard life. But besides that, blessing to everyone and Happy New Year. Peace, love, and
Happy New
aloha.
Year's. Absolutely. Aloha. For the rest of the guys that down in the den, we appreciate you guys for tuning in as we end every episode the same damn way. Let me take off the glasses for this one. Peace, love, unity, and respect. Deuces.
So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now.